Okay, we should be good to go. Okay, we're back.
Is that working?
I think we're working. Are we
Is it
stuttering? Are we good? Who knows? We apologize. I feel like every time we do a live, it is always a thing. And you got to watch your own ads.
I know.
When you want to watch the video. How we doing? Oh, it looks good. Aiden, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Looks good.
Quest Gang, what's up? Train Guy, hi, hey guys. How's it going? Appreciate you guys sticking around for a few minutes. I apologize. There's always technical difficulties when we're doing the live thing. And you don't see it. When we shut the camera off, we're just like frazzled. It's just like, why can't we get it to work?
Oh,
I don't
this is
understand.
much better.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we're back. Okay, sweet.
Heck
Much better. Sweet. Well,
Do we have to say what we...
Oh. Yeah, in case you missed my intro,
Yeah.
welcome to our 100K live stream. We just hit 100 subscribers or 100,000 subscribers on Monday.
Yep.
And it's just a really huge milestone for us. I mean, I think it probably would be for anybody, but it just feels like it's been a long time coming. We've just been charging up this hill and making videos. And I started making like TikToks and shorts, as you know, for the business. You know, like 3 years ago now.
It's
been a long time. And then I really started taking the YouTube side of things seriously, like last summer.
It was last summer.
And
when we did the
remodel, yeah, that was October. Yeah, was really when I started doing the shorts, a lot of the shorts. And you guys just loved the shorts. You guys just really enjoyed what we were doing here and supported us. And we just want to say thank you. So we want to do this live stream. We're going to take some questions and give some answers. And we're going to give away, I've got a Quest 3S in the back here.
We're giving away a Quest 3?
We've got a Quest 3S.
Oh, 3S. Oh, Quest 3S.
It's Quest 3S.
Oh,
so
it's still pretty good.
If you've not had a chance to actually enter in the giveaway yet or ask a question, you can just click the link. I'm pretty sure I've got it in the description. I may or may not. I do have it in the description. So you can just click the link in the description and you can go enter into the giveaway. It's not officially over. It won't officially end until closer to the end of the stream when we'll pick a winner. So,
heck yeah.
With that said, Preston, how we doing?
Good.
Good.
I've been pretty good. This has been an exciting journey to get where we're at. You know, the way you talked about it, it doesn't do justice. It has been a climb. Lots of ebbs and flows, a lot of learning. I feel like it's a constant learning thing. If you guys are wanting to start streaming or you want to start making content, do it, but there's going to be lots of challenges and lots of learning.
You'll become a student of YouTube. You will just think about YouTube or whatever streaming platform or whatever all day, all night. That's all you'll think about.
That's how we were with the headsets. I don't think a lot of y'all know, but we started out in the VR arcade space. We owned an arcade in Montana for a little while.
A
couple years.
Yeah.
And then that's how we kind of got in the VR space. And then we moved it back home, back to Arkansas where Fix My Oculus is. So, excuse me. But that's been a journey itself.
Yeah.
And then Daniel just really wanted to tear headsets apart.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a passion thing, honestly.
I was the one that was doing computer repair stuff.
Yeah,
I was doing
people ask, I think, like a lot on the when I used to do it, because I used to do a lot more live streaming. That used to be like a thing that I did like on almost a daily basis, and I would get asked all the time. It's like, oh, do you have this background in electronics repair, or like how did you get into this? Like you must have done this for a long time. It's like, actually, I was a Marine, and then I went to school for aviation. And then I decided I just really liked VR stuff. And that's kind of a nutshell version. It's like, I just really like VR stuff. And I don't even play VR that much, but it's just cool to me. VR tech is just cool to me. And I'm just...
Every year, it gets a little bit cooler.
A little bit cooler, yeah. I mean, when we started out, it was like HTC Vives on 1080s. So,
the GTX 1080.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we played with.
Gosh.
We played...
that was the GOAT of NVIDIA cards, by the way. I don't care what anybody says.
We played Trickster was a game I remember playing very early on.
Trickster.
Trickster.
Who has played... I don't know. It's been a while. It's
an old game.
It is an old game. Super Hot was still pretty popular.
Played Super Hot.
Yeah.
That was popular. There was a zombie game that was not Arizona Sunshine that we played.
Was there?
What was the name of that? We used to have it at the arcade for a while.
Another zombie shooter game.
Yeah, I can't think of that right now.
I feel like Arizona kind of.
It wasn't Arizona. It wasn't Propagation, but it was something like that. It's like Night Zombie or something.
I guess I don't remember. I have terrible memory, by the way.
200K by Halloween? Ha! I don't think so, Edmund.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
200K, it's only up to you.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
For more VR-related content like this.
Yeah.
Gosh, yeah, I can't remember the name of that game, but there was a bunch of fun ones.
Job Simulator was very popular still then.
Yeah.
I know it's still a very popular game, but I think the most that we saw at the arcade was Job Simulator, Super Hot, Arizona Sunshine, and then what else? I think those were the main ones.
Those were the main
ones.
ones.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna look up something real quick.
He's gonna look something up.
Yeah. So I feel like we have a lot in store for the channel as well, and for the business too. Obviously, we're kind of getting into like the fourth quarter, and just as a business, you know, it's kind of the busy time of year for us. But also as content creators, it's kind of the busy time of year for us because it's just everybody's really interested in tech, and everybody's really interested in consumer electronics. That's just kind of how it is. So we do have some really cool giveaways that are coming up that we're working on.
That's true.
Tomorrow is the end of the PC giveaway. And then we'll be starting a new giveaway. So make sure that you're kind of staying tuned for the video that we're going to launch tomorrow, because we are going to be putting a new giveaway out, giving away another headset. And years ago now it feels like, really last year, we did like our very first Quest 2 giveaway.
Yep. Like
last July. And I was like, man, it'd be so cool if we could just do this all the time. And here it is. And we're just like doing this all the time. We always have a giveaway going. So I'm really excited. I'm excited for what we've got coming down the pipe as far as those things
We do have some cool things happening.
Bigger giveaways.
Yeah, we can't disclose those at the moment, but I am excited about them.
Just trust us that they're going to be really big. And they're going to be VR related.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Yeah. Just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, we try to go big. Christmas, we're going to go big.
We are going to go big for Christmas.
Yep.
And then what? I mean, we've just been kind of renovating here. We have more staff working for us than we've ever had before. We're just growing. I
was going to say that's been a big thing for us. Like, I know a lot of maybe you guys out there have worked with us before with Fix My Oculus, and you can. Kind of our process is you send the headset in, we fix it, we send it back to you. That's just a very basic version of it, but we really appreciate everybody. We really appreciate everybody that's used our service or bought something, and that really kind of elevates us, and we really appreciate it. We want to continue to almost give that to the VR space. Yeah. Like that. There's not a lot of people that do that, and I'm excited that we're able to do something like that. I just. What do you say? Russell's my Jimmy's?
I don't ever say that.
Do you not say that?
No, what are you talking about?
Like you say that sometimes.
No. But I do feel like we get that feedback everywhere we go. This year's been kind of a year for us in a number of ways. We moved into a new space. We've had the ability to hire a lot of staff. I say a lot of staff. We have 4 people working for us.
We're training
full-time now. Where before it was, if you sent something and fixed my Oculus, I fixed your headset and controllers, like personally. And now it's not so much that way. Now I just kind of get like the high profile things, or the things that would make really good videos. It's like the shipping team will come in and they'll be like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, oh, that looks awful. Give it to me. That looks atrocious. What did they do?
It is funny to watch this process, because I'll be sitting in the office, and then here comes the shipping team. Yep. And you go, Daniel, do you want this? And you're like, yes, I want that. Yep. We'll do a video on that.
Yeah. Is that filled with bees? It's filled with bees. Why did they do that? And it's been big for us. I mean, the content, like the channel has obviously been growing, but along with that has come a lot of, I don't want to call it networking, but just like social connections. We've been going to a lot more events. We went to CES in January. We went to AWE in June. We went to Augmented World Expo in May. Was that May?
January, February, March, April?
March.
March.
It was March.
March.
It was March.
Yeah.
We went to Augmented World Expo. and then we'll be going back to CES this January.
Yep.
So if anybody's going to CES this year, we'll
say
see
hi.
you there. Yeah, come say hi.
Heck yeah.
That was really, for me, one of the big turning points in the channel, because I wouldn't say that I wasn't taking this seriously, but it was really just kind of like, it was just something that we were doing for fun. You know,
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of, you know, word of mouth about the company and about what we were doing, a little bit of transparency for our customers. It's like, here's how we do our repairs, and if you send it in for a speaker arm repair, this is how I do it. Or if you buy something off the website, here's how to install it. You know, like there was just sort of that was kind of the point of it, you know. And then we went to CES in January, and people started coming up to me and going, "Hey, you're the Fix My Oculus guy. You're the guy with the hands, right? You're like, you do the videos with the hands where you fix things." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And that had never happened to me in my entire life. And then we went to AWE, and it was like lots of people that did that, like a couple dozen people that would come up to me. And I don't know, it just really, it's crazy the impact that we've had the ability to have on the VR community.
Yep.
And to that point, the other thing that I hear all the time, because you were saying something like this just a second ago about the service that we provide within the VR community, is that we get that feedback a lot, is that people are just really happy that there's somebody who's actually willing to take these things. Our customers say that, and I think we hear that from our audience too. But anyway, I appreciate that. I appreciate being able to do it for people.
Mm-hmm.
We joke all the time that we just really kind of organically stumbled into this because it was something that we were interested in and was sort of available to us. And I mean, there's really not much more to it than that. It was like we were interested in it, and it was available to us, and people kind of, I don't want to say asked it of us, but, you know, it's like, could you do this? You know, because we were doing the computer repair and the VR arcade thing. And so it just kind of organically happened.
You know, we've been friends for a really long time, and I don't know if, you know, we are the co-founders of Fix My Oculus, but we've been entrepreneurial minded for a very long time. And it's crazy to me, and you guys think this is funny, but how we both aligned on VR as like a business to get into, because people are just different. That just happens. People go their own ways and they do different things, but we both thought and really enjoyed thought that VR was something that was going to just take off and be a thing.
What makes that even more interesting is that I don't really know anybody else in like my circle that really likes VR. Like outside of VR people that I've met in the last like year and a half, it's really, you're the only person that I know that really that's really into it.
Yeah. And how did that work? It just worked out that way.
It just worked out that way.
Yeah. That's just
Yeah.
Well, let's answer some questions.
Yeah. We're going to do some questions. Let's see.
I'm reading the chats.
He's reading the chats for $100 on the used market. Blah, blah, blah.
I would suggest if you're able to, you guys were saying something about AWE or CES. AWE, by the way, is Augmented World Expo, and it's like a huge like XR VR space. It's in Long Beach, California. If you get a chance to go next year, I would recommend it. CES
cool.
is great as well. So.
Yeah. Sorry, let me pull up my thing.
Oh my God, everybody's waiting.
I know, everybody's always waiting on me. Always waiting on me.
I will say, you know, we have really taken a lot of strides to get Fix My Oculus where it's at, and you know, the repair process and the training and working with everybody. I never really thought it would become what it is, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I didn't think I would be in this particular field. I thought we would be doing the arcade for a pretty long time. Yeah. And then I had a little bit of a background working with Apple, and I did computer repair, stuff like that. And I just didn't think it's funny, every couple years for like, I was not expecting to be here.
No.
It always happens.
I certainly wasn't expecting to be here.
Yeah.
No. And the way the dynamic of the business has changed as we've grown. I think that's an important thing.
Yeah.
Is that it's like there's such a big difference between like, you know, having a little side hustle or running your own like little sole proprietorship where you perform a service or create a product, and then there's a huge step between that and like having staff and having a building and having a warehouse and having to manage international shipping and having an accountant, and like the gap between where we were 5 years ago and where we are today is just crazy to me. And I can't believe sometimes that we've made it here, not because I didn't want to be here or because I didn't think that we could do it, but just because I didn't know what it entailed, you know?
You didn't know what you didn't know.
Nobody tells you these things when they talk about like starting a small business. It's just, you know, have a service or a product and charge an amount of money that's reasonable and supply and demand, and, you know, don't forget to network. And then you just kind of start, and then you're like, you just fall on your face and you fall on your face and you fall on your face until you figure it out.
Yep.
And then you fall on your face again, and then you figure that out. And then eventually you stop falling on your face so much you can actually get up and look around.
That's a good way to put it.
You
Yeah.
know?
You still fall on your face, by the way.
Yeah.
It does happen, but not
It's
as
just
much.
less and not as hard.
Yeah. That's right. I love that.
There's a cushion now.
You need to write a book.
Yeah.
Get a book written
Falling
about
on
it.
your face.
Yeah.
The guide to small business ownership.
Yep. That's right.
But it is about question time, right? We're about 20 minutes in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the chat just chit-chatting.
The giveaway does end at 9 p.m. Central, by the way. So if you've not had a chance to go and jump into that, now would be a good time to go do that. And if you've not submitted a question, you want to submit a question, you know, just, you know, click that link.
Go now.
Yeah, we're almost to 1,000 people who have entered into this giveaway. So, which for like a 3-day giveaway, I think it's pretty good. We started this on Tuesday, I think.
Is that when we did it?
Well, because we hit 100K on Monday.
Oh, and then we were like,
we had this conversation. Yep. And then Tuesday morning, I was like, okay, I think I got it.
Yep. What you don't see currently is we have these ideas in these meetings every morning.
Yeah.
And there's this huge whiteboard over here. You guys can't see it. But of all the things that we've talked about and all the ideas and everything that we were doing and thinking about doing and, you know, and things just, all this just happens.
We need a whiteboard, by the way. They make like whiteboard paneling you can get at Home Depot, and it's like $20 a sheet for like a 4x8 sheet. So I just did a whole wall in that so I could just like take notes like a crazy person. It's like Charlie,
a plug.
I'm like Charlie Day and It's Always Sunny. It's like, but if we tie this giveaway into this, and then we could talk about this, but we can't talk about that because it's attached to this, so we have to do this. So I'll make a short, and it's going to be like this. Preston just sits there and goes,
he thinks he's kidding.
Good.
He's not kidding.
Let's try it, you know, and if it works, then it works. That's what he says all the time. Well, you know me, we can try it.
I do. I'm like, let's just try it, and we'll see if it works. I'm that guy. We'll try it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
Questions. So we have had a couple questions come in recently. Who did I want to look at real quick?
By the way, I appreciate the chats in there. I know we're kind of busy talking, but I do see you guys in there. Big shout out to Mello, Fishy, Colin, Fox, D-Mods, Edmund, Aiden. Appreciate it. Reality-ish, NorXD, Cushy, Razid, Carrie, what's happening?
Let's see.
Whoop, whoop. Appreciate you guys stopping in.
So, starting with the questions.
Yes.
I picked out some questions.
You picked out some questions.
I picked out some questions.
What are we doing with it? So what happens if that you pick a question?
Okay, right. So, thank you.
Yeah.
If I read your question out and we answer the question, you get a free T-shirt. So we'll send you an email. Since you submitted into the giveaway, we have your email address.
Yep.
So if you entered into the giveaway and you hear your question read out, you're going to, well, I guess regardless of whether or not you hear your question read out.
You should probably just read the first name
Yeah.
and then the question.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So anyway, but if we read your question and answer your question, then you get a free T-shirt. So
Woo! Free
Here we go.
T-shirt.
all right, Tarika J asks, my Oculus Quest 2 headset stops tracking after 10 minutes of gameplay. I have recalibrated the sensors, restarted the headset, and updated the firmware, but the problem persists. What repair options does Fix My Oculus offer for this issue, and can this be fixed under warranty? You can always ask Meta if they'll fix it. If it's under a year, the thing about the Meta limited warranty program is that it really is not going to apply to physically damaged things. But if you're within a year of purchasing that, then and it just is a failure, then they'll probably cover it. Probably. You're going to have to haggle with them. I think a lot of our, I wouldn't say a lot of our customers, but we've definitely had customers who just kind of didn't want to deal with Meta and ended up kind of coming to us because their warranty process can be painstaking to get approved for and take a while. I don't know about individual insurance companies. I know like Best Buy has their own insurance for Meta products, and Walmart has one as well. Or like if you purchase a headset through Klarna, I think there's an insurance option. So they're all over the place as far as like the insurance and the warranty thing. But when you're just talking about the Meta warranty, as long as it's not physically damaged and it's within the warranty time period, they should cover it.
I know in the States it is a 1 year, and I don't know, I can't speak for other places outside the United States, but it is a 1 year manufacturer warranty. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
At the point of purchase.
At the point of
Unless
purchase.
you buy the extended warranty through,
somebody else.
Somebody else, yeah.
As far as repairing your headset and what sort of services we would offer for this, usually the way that works is we have you send the headset in, and we would kind of do our own testing and evaluation on it to see exactly what the failure point is. With this particular issue, I kind of have to take a look at it just to determine exactly why it's stopping tracking. But the stopping tracking thing is almost always a bad camera sensor. It's not that the camera sensors need to be, when you say recalibrated sensors, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. If that means like you're recalibrating the joysticks or if you're like resetting the firmware on the headset. But typically headsets stop tracking because there's an issue with one of the cameras. The other thing that could be going on is that maybe it seems like it's stopping tracking, but it's really just not displaying an image anymore. It's unclear based on the message. But sometimes we see this with the proximity sensors. Proximity sensors kind of get gunked up because it's just a flashing LED, just emits IR light and detects the presence of your head. And if there's anything there that's obscuring it, or it's not detecting the presence of your face after a period of time, then based on the timeline, it's like after about 10 minutes, then the headset just falls asleep because it doesn't detect that you're there anymore. So I would guess that it's a proximity sensor issue. On a Quest 2, I think that's a $65 repair, but you always have to check the website on those things because I'm not the one that's personally updating the website all the time anymore. So
it does get adjusted.
Yeah, my understanding of the pricing can be a little hazy because sometimes there's specials running, and sometimes the team will kind of get together and they'll kind of talk to us about things, and they'll put things on discount based on the availability of those things, or just what the queue time is. So I would say it's probably a proximity sensor if I had to guess. It
is a Quest 2, so it is a little bit older unit.
Yeah.
Still a goodie, though. Quest 2 is still kicking.
Still getting supported for another
next year?
2 years. December 2027 is when the security updates stop.
Oh, you did a video on that, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's right.
Into the Quest 2.
2027, y'all. The Quest 2 is going to be like the Quest 1.
A PCVR headset.
Yeah. You can still use it for PCVR.
PCVR exclusive.
Yep.
Moving on to Damon T, who had a couple of questions for Fix My Oculus. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of these, but question number one was, what truly was your sole motivation for Fix My Oculus when it first started, and has it changed since then? How many, or what would an estimate of how many parts or Oculus related stuff have you fixed and sold to people? And to what point do you consider unfixable? Does Fix My Oculus sell and repair worldwide or only in select countries? And what will you do moving on, or what do you plan the future of the channel and Fix My Oculus will be?
Goodness.
All good questions. I'm going to try and bundle this up together. We were running a VR arcade back in 2020 that got hit pretty hard by something that happened in 2020, and I can't even remember what that was now. But there was something that happened, and it just really knocked us out. And so Preston, having kind of a background in electronics repair, we kind of like spread our wings out into that, and we decided to start doing more electronics repair just locally because it was a way to basically keep the lights turned on and pay the rent. And then in December of 2020, the Quest 2 started selling, in stores everywhere near you. And from there, maybe like a couple months later, we started getting in families, kids and their parents and, teenagers who had bought a Quest 2 and were now having issues with it. Well, nobody else in town knew anything about VR, and most of the other electronic shops had closed because of whatever happened in 2020, which I can't put my thumb on it, but so we were the only people left that were even willing to take a look at these things. And so I specifically remember, and I cite this story a lot when people do ask about it, but there was a kid who came in, he was about maybe 8 years old. He had gotten his Quest 2 for Christmas, and he was with his dad, and they took it to GameStop, and they took it to Best Buy, and they took it to Target, and his dad is like, nobody else will even take a look at this. Would you guys just be willing to look at it? And I was just like, yeah, man, absolutely. Like, let's crack it open. And it basically turned into 48 hours of homework and research trying to figure out how these things worked. Now, we had fixed some HTC stuff because we had that in the arcade, so we had kind of an understanding of how basically controllers and headsets worked, but it was not like what it is today. And yeah, I don't know, you have enough kids with tears in their eyes and their parents come into your business and ask you for help, and you're like, okay, clearly there is a need here, and I want to fulfill that. I want to take that on. And again, our business has grown a lot over those 4 years now, to where now we can kind of fulfill that for a lot of people. How many, or what would an estimate be of the parts that or things that we fixed? We did the math on this when we redid our website about 4 months ago now. And we wanted a number that was kind of like a headline banner for the website on how many, it was kind of like how many burgers served. That was sort of my mentality on it. It's like, how many actual headsets have we fixed? And over the last 4 years, we estimate that between providing the services, walk-in customers, people who have shipped their headsets to us, and then parts sold, we've probably contributed to about 10,000 repairs a little over 10,000 repairs at this point.
I can't believe that.
Which is crazy, and a lot of that has just been within the last year. FMO didn't really start to break even until last January, just as a core part of our business.
Yep.
And now it's sustaining the entire business. It's all we do.
Yep. That was a good feeling.
Yeah. It's
less stressful.
It's been a big change. It's been a big shift for us. So yeah, I mean, you'd have to ballpark that depending on the season, and what month we're in. Summers are busier, retail season's busier, but we're doing anywhere between about 1,000 and 2,500 orders on a month. So by this time, 6 months from now, we'll probably have contributed to over 20,000 repairs and parts sold. So in some way, facilitating about 20,000 units being repaired. Which is, again, a really good feeling. At what point do you consider a headset unfixable? Usually the point of unrepairability is about 50 to 60% the costs to replace it. So if a headset has more than total combined components and labor charge that is, more than, for a Quest 3, it'd be $250, then at that point we kind of notify the customer that a headset's probably BER. I wasn't even wearing my glasses. I'm out of character.
I got you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back and watch this, and I'm going to be like, man, I look so weird without my glasses.
Without his glasses on.
And but yeah, long story short, about 50% the cost of replacement, which is, I think, there's a lot of wiggle room there. You can break a lot of things, and people say this on the channel all the time. I'll post these shorts where the damage is just incredible. It's like, man, there's no way that was cost efficient to repair that. But it's really it looks really bad, but there was only 3 or 4 things on this headset that are broken, and those things only cost about $10 or $20 a piece. So as long as you're not losing some gigantic major component like the motherboard and the LCD, I mean, most of the time we can get that repaired pretty cost efficiently. So I would say an average cost of repair on a Quest 2 nowadays is because our parts have gotten cheaper as the headsets have gotten cheaper. So average cost of repair on a Quest 2 is going to be $70, $80. Average cost of repair on a Quest 3 is probably closer to $120, $130. For terrible repairs, you start to stack things on, and those things go up, but it's nowhere near $250, or even $200 in most cases. You'd really have to screw it up. You'd really have to dunk it in a toilet, and we do see that sometimes. Ugh. So stay out of the bathroom with your Quest. And then his last question was, does Fix My Oculus sell and repair worldwide or only to select countries? So we will sell worldwide pretty much. I can't think of any place that we won't ship to unless like the local laws of that country like basically prevent us from doing it. Some things are tricky, like batteries.
Oh.
You can't really ship batteries that aren't installed in a device unless they're like really properly packaged and unsealed and stuff.
I ran into that issue today.
Yeah.
I was trying to send, so we had, I guess, story time. So we had 2 batteries that we need to send out, and I could send them out, but it was going to be like $150.
Yeah, by sea.
By sea.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's crazy. It was going to the UK. And obviously, who's going to pay $150 for that? But that was nuts.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so sorry, we can't send that. But I mean, if you want to pay, you can pay it. But
most things, as long as there's not some restriction on it, you know, like it's not lithium ion, and you know, as long as it can travel by air, you know, and there's no sort of like country restrictions, like you don't live in North Korea, you know, and we're not trying to send you a Quest 3 headset. Most things are pretty easy. The shipping things to us is a little bit more complicated. Again, just because there's different rules and regulations depending on where you live and where you're shipping from, and then shipping things back to you. What we encountered, I think, earlier on, and have kind of had to learn from the hard way, is that people would send us things from overseas, and getting them here was no problem, but getting them back, it imposed a bunch of like duties and fees on them from shipping from the United States. Like, just say Germany, for instance, because that was one of the countries I remember specifically. It was like they sent us a headset, came to us no problem, fixed the headset, invoiced them, no problem, sent it back, and their country like basically charged them an import duty on the Quest 3 of like, it was over $100 in like US.
It was,
It was a lot because it was basically the taxes, because that country was treating it like a brand new headset they were getting from overseas. And we had to file a bunch of paperwork.
I remember this.
It was doable, but it's just a pain. So usually we try to find solutions for those customers that are a little bit more suited to them rather than just having them send their stuff to us. And yeah, anyway, thanks for your question, Damon.
Wow.
I feel like I need to take a break.
Yeah.
That was a lot. Pedro S. asked, do you find Meta's move away from Rift S style VR headsets has hindered the potential of VR as a whole for gamers with dedicated setups and rooms, and would a Steam VR 2 fix this issue? There's a couple different ways to answer this question. Preston, do you want to answer this question?
I can answer this question. First off, I want to say, for all the Rift S lovers out there, I'm right there with you. I do love that headset. I talk about it all the time. It has just been a great headset, and you can still use it for PC VR. I do think there are some things that you lose if you're using just like a Quest headset, and it is really a compressed image when you're using a Quest 2, Quest 3. Those are compressed images. So when you're running on the Rift S, you are truly getting the image as it should be. Now, I will say the technology's gotten really good, and it's almost really hard to tell the difference. I have a hard time telling the difference. I can kind of tell it when using virtual desktop, but it's getting better too. So I know there's a lot of people that probably use virtual desktop out there. But I don't know that it's necessarily ruined it per se. I think we have to think of it or look at it as, you know, there's a lot of people that don't have a computer or a computer capable. So it really, this opportunity to have a Quest kind of opens them up to get into VR. And then if down the road they're like, yes, I want to get into PC VR, well, you kind of already have a PC VR capable unit. So I think it kind of brings more people together. I don't necessarily know that it negatively impacts the community or negatively impacts the Rift S. I would love to see another Rift S, but I understand where Meta's kind of going with it.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't even get a headset this year, so, you know, whatever.
Yeah. I think just to add to a little bit to this is that the tethered PC VR headsets or just PC VR headsets have not gone away. Just because Meta's not producing them, that does not mean that they're non-existent. And a lot of them are pretty good. There's several Pimax units that like are newer, that are good units. The big
I'm excited about that.
The big screen Beyond units are good for PCVR. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Of course, I'm just like flubbing this up. But the Play for Dream headsets, the Megan EX, there's lots of good tethered PCVR headsets that are for PCVR. They're just not super cost efficient, like taking a loss on it Meta corporate headsets. That's the problem, is that it's a lot more like startups and Kickstarter companies and real tech companies that is building that hardware. As far as the second part of that question, will a Steam VR2 facilitate that at all? I'm not entirely convinced. Actually, I'm pretty against the notion that the second headset that comes from Steam is going to have anything to do with it. Like, it will not resemble a tethered unit in any way. If I had to guess, it's going to be a lot more like the Play for Dream headset.
Yep, I agree.
It's going to run on the Steam OS. It's going to be basically a Steam Deck, inside of a headset, which is what we've always thought it was going to be since 2020 when the leaks started coming out. It's basically going to be a standalone headset that's capable of connecting to a PC wirelessly, and I think it's going to run and look a lot like the Play for Dream headset in almost every way.
I will say, I think that as we start to get further along in development, we are starting to want to see wireless capabilities. Now, I get that there are headsets out there, the Pimax, great for, simulations, and you want the best possible quality image that you can get in that headset. And I think they kind of went out on that. But any headset moving forward for general use, I think it's going to have to be wireless.
That's just where the technology's going.
It has to be,
I don't even know if it's a market demand thing as much as it is just like it is cheaper for the companies to produce wireless headsets. Mm-hmm. They're easier to maintain.
Less cables
because you don't have to deal with the cables. They're more user friendly because you don't have to deal with the cables. And the tech's getting better. 7 years ago we didn't have Wi-Fi 6E. And now we do.
Yep.
And they're not going to go back now, especially not when they're saving money doing it.
Yes.
And selling a lot of those headsets based off the AI capability and the Wi-Fi capabilities of I think about this from like a marketing, like corporate standpoint of putting out a headset that has wireless capability, has standalone, has this feature, connects to this, has the software integration, and then you release a headset where you're like, we've decided to go back to being a tethered PC VR company, and your share price just plummets. Like there's no way that would happen.
Yep.
I don't think that it's Meta that's ruined that as much as that's just the nature of the tech corporate world. They can't go backwards. They refuse to go backwards because they'll lose money if they go backwards, even if that's what's best for them. They'd rather be crushed under their own weight of their inability to fulfill the expectations than let down their share price or their shareholders. So that's my hot take of the day. Thanks for your question, Pedro. Jaden says, Jaden S. says, do you think that VR headsets like the Quest is worthwhile investment for casual gamers, considering the reliability, durability, and repairability? I mean, my Quest is probably my second most gamed console. I mean, and I'm a very casual gamer. I'm not one of these like super competitive. I don't play hardly at all. I play like Nintendo Switch with my kids and wife, and I play my Quest 3. So I think it's great for casual gamers. I think what I like about the Quest is what I like about the Nintendo Switch is that I can pick it up and take it anywhere.
Yeah.
The reason I have a PC, I have a PlayStation, I have an Xbox. I never use them because I can't pick them up and take them into my son's room, or I can't pick them up and take them to the living room, or I can't take them to the hotel. It's like Nintendo Switch and Quest 3 are just, they're accessible and they're instant, and I can just play Poker Stars with you no matter where I am in the world. So I don't know about anywhere in the world, but it's more flexible than a PS5.
Yeah.
So well, I think it's great for casual gamers.
Honestly, we when we were traveling this year, you took it on the plane. They actually told you couldn't use it on the plane.
Not during takeoff and landing.
Yeah, I thought that was crazy.
Yeah.
I guess it's a mini cell phone. Yeah, FAA stuff.
But silly, very silly.
I think we'll start to see that as a more common thing to see, is more people with VR headsets in airports and just hanging out in more public areas.
Yeah.
I bet we'll start to see that.
Well, and I think that's another thing too. I'll add on to this is like, are VR headsets good for casual gamers? I think that they're good just for casual entertainment value. You know, it's like I use my Quest 3 in the same way that I think a lot of people used to use like PS3s and PS4s or just PlayStations in general. It's like, you know, well, it's got a built-in DVD player and it's got my Netflix account on it, so that's what I use to stream my TV with. You know, and it's like I've got my Netflix, I've got my Hulu, I've got my Plex, I've got my Disney Plus all installed on the Quest 3, so I'll just watch TV on that. So and I can do it anywhere. So casual gamers, casual electronics entertainment, I think that it's hard to beat.
I kind of want to tie that in just real quick.
Sure.
So we talk about casual gamers and the Quest units.
Yeah.
But you can not just casual gamers, but people that are more power users for headsets. It comes back to the PCVR conversation. Is like, well, if you're not casually gaming, do you have a PC? Are you a PCVR user? Anybody that's a PCVR user or a gamer that plays VR, are you the casual gamer that has the headset? And then if you're a power user, are you for sure having a PC, or are there a lot of power users that use just the standalone headset by itself? Because what is happening is I'm seeing a lot more games becoming available on the Meta store.
Yeah.
That would be found on Steam. And so if I have the ability to play, and I give Veil a lot of credit because I like that game, and I know you guys, some of y'all might like it, but I see Veil available on the Meta store, and I see it on the PC. Well, which am I going to choose? Am I going to choose Veil on Meta, or am I going to choose it on Steam? So that's a question.
Yeah, that would make for a good video idea.
I think so.
Yeah.
Took me a long time to get there.
Yeah.
Saying all that stuff, that's where I'm at.
And you don't want to spend the money twice. I think that's the big thing for me.
I agree.
I don't want to spend the money twice.
I agree, yeah.
So.
Yep. But I could see me in the airport just playing Veil, just moving around.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So, again, Steam might squash that argument if they come out with a headset, it's just got Steam OS built in, and I can just play my VR games right there no matter what, unlimited library, no matter where I am, 8 hours battery life, okay, whatever, Steam, you win. But until that happens.
We've not seen anything. I'm not holding my breath for that.
Yeah, I'm not either. Let me talk to you guys about something.
You need a rant?
Yeah, I need to rant.
Rant away.
About the Steam frame leaks. I am so annoyed listening to Steam leaks because we're going on year 5 of Steam leaks. Is Steam gonna release a new VR headset in 2025? Is Steam going to release a new headset in 2024? They didn't do it in 2023. They didn't do it in 2022. When are we going to get it? Are we ever going to get it? Well, they just released a new trademark paper. Blah 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 blah. I don't know about you guys, but I'm just so tired of it. And every time I post a video, somebody especially about recently when I talk about the Meta stuff and the Pimax stuff, there's been so many people commenting well, I'm really holding out for that Steam headset, and it's aren't we all? And I don't blame you. I want it to be good. I don't want anybody in the VR community to fail. I don't want anybody in the VR industry to fail. I want it to be good. I hope that it happens. But I'm just, it feels like Oasis fans, talking about Oasis getting back together for 20,
I did not see that coming.
20 years. And then eventually, what did they break up in 2001? And then finally in 2025, we got an Oasis reunion tour. And it's just keep waiting, guys, because it's going to be a while. So, and a side note on this is that I've been watching the Steam leaks come out, so I started to do a little bit of research. And for all of the talk about that, Steam doesn't have so much as a dev kit out there. They don't have so much as prototypes out there. They don't have any of their logistics supply chains in place. As far as I can tell, they don't have any manufacturing in place or even started. So it's anybody who's thinking that we're going to get a Steam frame this year is just, I would be shocked. I mean, I would.
What would you do?
I don't know. I would be amazed if that happened. Like, it would be like some sort of like Disney Marvel level secret that they have just hidden from the world, because everything points to, we talk about it, but we've not even got started yet. That's what it looks like from my perspective. That's just my 2 cents. I could be totally wrong, but I've been hearing about Steam leaks for 5 years now.
I didn't see you going off on this
tonight. I didn't either, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are.
Alvaro Fernandez. Alvaro.
Yeah.
Fernandez. Last name V. Says, hey, I love your transparent sensor covers for the Quest controllers. Transparent cases and technology should make a comeback. I'd like to know what's your main inspiration for keeping them in the store, and what brings you to repair headsets most people would just trash away. I'm not sure I understand the question. I'd like to know what's your main inspiration for keeping the store up, and what brings you to repair headsets that most people would just trash away. I guess empathy and compassion is probably a big part of it. We were kind of talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
But I just... When you're on this side of being a business owner, if you're doing something that people do find value in, then it's just very fulfilling. It's just very rewarding to do something for people that they love you for and appreciate, and you just get the appreciation and the gratitude all the time from people who have no place else to turn. And so I've said this a lot. Even if Meta stopped making headsets tomorrow, we would probably still continue to repair headsets. I don't know. As long as people ask us to do it, we'll be here repairing headsets. And then the second part of the question, what brings you to repair headsets that most people would just trash away? I guess that's same answer. It's like we enjoy doing it. I enjoy fixing things, and I enjoy fixing things for people. So yeah, it's just.
By the way, I love the transparent sensor covers as well. It reminds me of the limited edition Ray-Ban glasses that Meta has. So that as soon as I saw that is what kind of like I was like, that's really cool. These are cool. That looks like it, and it just the transparency thing is just such a cool look. Cool. Yeah, it's a cool look.
It's just fun.
It's just fun.
Benjamin Harris says, what is the most common repair you've seen across all VR headsets, and has it changed over the years with newer models? Answer to the second question is yes. It's definitely changed. Not only does it change with newer models, it can sometimes change from firmware updates to firmware updates. Like what will go wrong on certain headsets, like the Quest 2. Like, we went through phases where the people would update their firmware and it just brick the headsets. And then we go through phases where people would update the firmware and like it would fail, it would like short out the LCD. And the motherboard would be fine. Everything on the headset would work, but there would just be like one side of the LCD would go black because they updated it to like version 53. And we probably fixed 100 of those and then never saw that problem ever again. And then just recently we've started seeing that problem on the Quest Pro with its recent update to 82, I think. 82 or 83. I think it's 82. I've probably fixed 5 Quest Pros that just have the left eye out because bad firmware update just shorted out that OLED panel. It's crazy. But the issues do vary from unit to unit. Like the Quest 2s never had real like speaker arm issues unless a dog got a hold of them or unless you were just real rough on them. The Quest 3s and the Quest 3Ss, because they have that little mounting ring in them, man, they just break like that. It's crazy. So
I do find it interesting that when we get hardware or we get like a headset from Meta or I guess other companies, is that they have a tendency to build in like hardware that has not been turned on yet, or there's been firmware updates they've just not activated, and they're like, okay, let's roll it out and we're gonna see how this goes. And sometimes it is just like
bricks 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
And then our email just starts blowing up, and it's like, what happened? And it's like, oh, they rolled out version 62.
Yep.
Like, and it activated this security protocol, and like just did it. It just like seized up the board. It's like, oh no. Oh no.
We get it immediately. Like
Yeah.
we'll know immediately if there is some sort of like issue with a software update. We'll see it just come through the DMs pretty quickly.
Yep. Pretty quick. So people start emailing us now that we have the channel too. We get emails from people who are like in Reddit threads and different communities, and they'll be talking amongst themselves. And I'll get I'll just like catch a stray from somebody that's like, "Hey, did you know about this issue?" And then they'll like tie me into that, and it's then I'll make a video on it. So, did you know that the link cable is failing out on the Quest's like link link software?
I remember
like,
that.
Yeah.
Third party
cables.
link cables causing issues on
So, and then, the model differences between the headsets too. Well, because they all have different like LCDs and they all have different boards and they all have different like fans. So like never in my life had I seen something get stuck in a Quest 2 fan, like a piece of plastic or a screw or something. Like maybe dirt would clog them up and slow them down. Maybe, I mean, they probably needed to be cleaned here or there, but never like jamming up the fan and causing overheating issues. And then these things came out and there's just 2 screws that are just not properly machined right, like at the top of the headset that hold in that bracket that holds down the cooling fan. Of course, I don't have one that's like open right now, but and those screws just fall out sometimes and they'll just get caught in the fan, and there's like a funnel that catches them and feeds them into the fan. And so it's like, I'd say 1 out of, I don't know, half the fan issues that we fix are just a screw that just got stuck in the fan and just made it lock up, and it just needs, you just got to open it up and shake it out, and then it's good. Stupid. Stupid.
Tell me how you really feel.
I'm telling you how I really feel. Let me see.
Who's next?
Who's next? Carrie Goldsmith asked, will you offer more 3X shirts? Also, will you be expanding the merch designs in the future? Yeah, we're trying to. I make all of the merch designs. So it's basically, I'm only capable of making so many in a week or in a month. I just don't have a whole lot of free time. But when I have free time, and it's like 3 in the morning, and it's very quiet on a Saturday, and I'm like, oh, I should try to think up a new shirt design.
Put a shirt out, yeah.
And put a shirt out. So I feel like I usually come up with 1 or 2 a week.
I'll work on doing that some. I'll try to come up with something.
You try and come up with something.
I'm going to draw something.
As far as the 3X shirts go,
I was going to ask about that. Yeah, I didn't know.
I didn't know that was really an issue. I figured they probably, because we don't manufacture our shirts. We just use a third-party thing through Shopify, one of those app integrations that kind of prints on demand. It's a print-on-demand service, and I guess I didn't realize that there wasn't 3X available. I don't know if that's for all shirts or just for certain shirts.
I'm going to dive into that, Carrie. If you're in, I thought I saw you maybe in the chat earlier, but if you're still in, will you just? I've got your email. I'll holler at you and we'll see what's going on. I'll dig in and find out. It is kind of odd that we don't have 3X available. So
yeah, we'll take a look at it for sure.
I'm gonna go make some noise about it.
He's gonna go kick and scream.
I'm gonna do what I do best.
Yeah,
I'll do a lot of behind the scenes.
You're calm kicking and screaming. I'm like I feel like I'm the aggressive kicking and screaming. I'm the rant. Like, let me tell you. Preston's like, let me tell you. You know,
let me tell you.
It's a different approach. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
That's right. Yeah. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Christopher Bruce has a repair question. What screws are used in the Quest 3 controllers? Are they standard or unique? It is a very standard bit. It's just a T5. So any of my repair videos on the Quest 3 controllers, you can reference those if you need assistance. I would say, as I've done more videos, this is a point of insecurity for me. I'm going to share with you guys, but my videos, I feel like I've definitely gotten better over the last couple of years that I've been making them. So you might come across older videos or like the very first time I did a Quest 3 controller, and I would say that I'm just not as good at delivering on that information or covering things, and probably the film quality is not as good. But just check out my recent Quest 3 controller videos. I think I did one like last month or 2 months ago. And if you have any curiosity about that, but it is just a T5 bit. T5 bit all the way through. That's the only bit that you need. There's a little screw variance here. I think that there's a different type of screw that holds the board in just from memory, and then there's one long screw that kind of goes all the way through the controller and holds the components together through the board. But everything else is a pretty short, normal, standard T5 screw. They're all T5 bit, but yeah, that's your question, and that's the answer to that question.
It is 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock.
Okay. We didn't start until later, so hang tight. We're going to get through some more questions.
We're going to do a couple, well...
Or not. I don't know how many we got left.
Let me go look and see, actually, if I have to look and see if the giveaway is officially ended.
Oh, yeah, they say it. They're letting you know. They said, who's the winner?
Who's the
giveaway
winner?
ended.
Yep.
Sign-up's officially closed.
Our competition
they let us know.
Has finished. Yeah, we'll do one more. We'll do one more question, and then we'll pick a winner.
If you're just joining us, by the way, if we picked your question, that means you get a T-shirt.
You get a free T-shirt.
Yep.
Yep. So keep an eye out for an email from us. We're gonna get your address and your size and which T-shirt you want, and send that your way.
Yep. You'll be doing that on Monday morning.
Yeah. That's press.
Maybe don't do any more questions, because then I don't have to do all those emails on Monday. Yeah.
Let's see, one more question.
Make it a good question.
Okay, so this was our last one.
Yep. Drum roll. Okay. Paradiddles.
Paradiddles. I don't know, Preston. You pick. I feel like I picked all the questions. Here, start from here.
Start from where?
From
up
and up.
From here up.
From here up. Yeah. Pick one of these questions.
Okay. I like this one. Aaron P. I'll let you read it.
Okay. Aaron P. says, do you think Meta is pushing VR in the right direction, or is the industry waiting for another company to innovate? I think that there's lots of companies in the space that are innovating currently. I think that companies like Apple and Meta and Google just have a tendency to suck all the wind out of the room. But if you kind of, I think, spend a lot of time in the space and talking to people, or just, going to Upload VR and reading their news stories, the way that Preston and I have a tendency to do, there's a lot of really cool VR companies that people just do not talk about.
And accessories.
Yeah. Tons of them. I mean, and I feel we've been getting more integrated into this as we've been going to more of these conventions. But, and it's because it's not just headsets, and it's not just like there are entire companies that like build controllers for Steam VR that aren't Valve, HTC, or Pimax. There's headset companies that are creating headsets that are on par with or comparable to the Apple Vision Pro for about half the price. You've probably seen a lot of people talking about the Play for Dream headset. Is a really nice headset. Pimax has new headsets coming
Conclave
out.
lenses.
Concave lenses.
Concave
from Pimax. Yeah. Pimax is creating new types of lenses, like actively. Now, we can sit here and debate about Pimax and about whether or not that product is going to make it to the market and to be the product that we want it to be, but they are innovating.
There's one that that really stuck out to me. We went to AWE, and I can't remember the name, and big shout out to them, is the cooling and heating Temp Sense. Check them out. It is a cool concept. I don't know when they're going to go to market, but they've got a ways to go, but I'll let you. Yeah,
it's like a little wrist strap, so when you put something over your hand in a game, it feels hot, and when you put something over something like that's cold in a game, or touch metal in a game, it feels cold. It's crazy.
Temp Sense.
I've got a video, the 10 things that we saw at AWE, or
that's
VR
innovation.
Game changers. Yeah, that is innovation. The treadmill shoes.
Free Aim
has treadmill shoes. So for the longest time, obviously the most common mode of operation in VR is just to walk around a room. And then, you've got your VR treadmill companies. A lot of people don't buy the VR treadmills because they either don't have the space or they don't have the money. And so there's two companies, and I can't think of the second one, but they were at a convention like a month ago. Jay Brat was talking about them, and I cannot remember the name of that company right now, but Free Aim was the one that we tried. And we tried that in June at AWE. And instead of having a treadmill, in VR, they're shoes that connect to your computer, and they track like Steam trackers, but they track your movement, and so you can just walk around in VR. They've got motorized
rollers.
Rollers, right.
Doing this.
So the innovation's out there. I think that there's just a lot of companies with a lot of money, like, the big tech companies, Google, Meta, Apple, Amazon, they just suck all the wind out of the room. And so unless you're just super integrated into the community, you just don't hear about that other stuff. And it's kind of sad. And I guess that's kind of something that we've been trying to do, I think, more of. A lot of my content, I feel like, has shifted into, I don't want to call it the news space, but the informative space rather than the educational space, just because I'm getting introduced to these things, and I think that they're cool, and I think other people need to know about them. So
that was a good question I picked.
That was a great question. Thank you so much, Aaron, for your question.
Yeah.
So it's winter time.
Oh, he said it's winter time.
It's not winter time.
I thought he said it's winter time.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming.
Yep.
We're going to go to pick a winner. Let me see if I can find this.
Is this what we're giving away?
That's what we're giving away. That's the Quest 3S. Yeah.
And you get Arkham Shadow.
Yeah, it does come with Arkham Shadow.
Yeah.
We've had this for a little while. So it's kind of burning a hole in my pocket. And I was like, what are we going to do with this? We should just give it away.
Yep. It's not been open. Look, you still got the strap.
It's not been open.
It's really just been sitting on a shelf and
really
collecting dust. Yep.
Okay.
It's going to get a new home. I'm so excited for this.
We are going to...
Woo! Giving this sucker.
Winners to draw. One winners.
Here we go.
Okay. Do we need a countdown or a drum roll?
Oh, I don't know. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that's fine. And the winner is... Jonathan Walker, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Congratulations,
Walker.
Jonathan.
Heck yeah. That's what's up.
So cool. He's participated in 3 giveaways. He participated in our Quest 3 giveaway, our Blackout Quest 3S giveaway, and now our 100K live stream giveaway.
Hey,
and he finally won.
He finally won.
How cool is that?
That's so cool.
So it pays to play. That is very neat.
It's got a new home. You're going to go see Jonathan Walker. Yes, you are.
That's awesome.
Woo.
Cool. But yeah, I guess that's it. Is Jonathan Walker here?
Is he in the room?
Link Prince says you suck.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Why never me? Link, you gotta keep playing, man. I'm sorry.
We got more coming.
We got so many more giveaways coming. I promise you, we are never not going to be doing a giveaway. We'll always have a giveaway going. We got a giveaway going on right now for the PC. We're going to start a new giveaway tomorrow. I'm probably going to give away like 10 quests in December alone. So just
oh my gosh.
Stick with me. I promise you.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's all we got.
Don't be discouraged, Link. Cool. Well, thanks for showing up, everybody. Thanks for being a part of this. Thanks for being a part of this journey.
Absolutely.
Again, Monday we hit 100,000 subscribers, and I was like, we got to do something special. We got a Quest 3S.
I got to come hang out with you.
Yeah, Preston gets to come hang out
I never
with
get to
me.
come out of my office.
He never gets to come out of his office. I keep him in his little hole back there, and that's where he stays.
Yep.
And we love you guys. We get to do this. Yeah, we get to do this because of you. So don't forget that. Whenever you're watching the channel, just remember, like, you're a part of this too. Like, this whole journey is something that we're doing together. Mm-hmm. From my perspective, because I can't do it alone. All of your feedback, your comments, your questions, your emails, your repairs, your, like, what interests you, what doesn't interest you, it all adds up to what Fix My Oculus is every day.
Yep.
So, and I'm just really grateful for that.
We really do try. You know, we were really trying hard to make this work.
Yeah. And
we want to be better and do better and grow, and we just love the community, really. The VR community. It's just a cool deal.
It's the first thing I do every day when I wake up. It's like read through YouTube comments and TikTok comments, and it's the last thing I do every night before I go to sleep. It's read through comments.
His wife is thrilled.
See what people are saying. She falls asleep way before I do. So.
Yeah.
But anyway.
It's 2 a.m. He's texting me. He's like, "Yo, Preston, did you see this?" I was like, "Oh man, I'm trying to sleep."
Yeah. Do you see what this person said?
Yeah. Well, sign us out.
All right.
Do your thing.
Okay. Are you ready?
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Well, everybody, video coming tomorrow. New giveaway. Stay tuned. We got a lot more coming. More giveaways, more videos, more VR repairs, tutorials, news and information, and more of Preston, hopefully.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's really all I got for you guys today. So we'll see you on the next one.
Woo! Okay, I got to close the channel out.